I'm not selling the offer that I was selling anymore for my own reasons. Nothing wrong with anybody else. Down to my own reasons, my own personal reasons that I have a lot of things that I have to take care of. And truth be told, for the last couple of months, I wasn't making any money. And I noticed that I was posting content claiming I was making money in order to... I did so many things that were out of line with my integrity that I just fucking resented. What's doing? Set up, Daniel Dalen light set up, bruh. I've been posting content and there's a whole bunch of reasons why. I didn't feel the need to make this video, but there is a reason why. So before I continue, I'm gonna label this road to 100 mil and throw it out there. I'm never gonna stop posting content. I'm always gonna have my personal brand. That's what I'm good at. But it needs to be there for the right intentions and it needs to be in alignment with my integrity. A lot of people post content for short-term gratification, money, etc., because that's the possibilities that are out there. But me, the way that I view having a personal brand is it is a fucking brand. It is what you can put out into this world. It is what value you can provide. And I'll show you an example of that. My little brother graduated high school 2-3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. Young lad come up to me, he's in my brother's year, 18 years old. Come up to me, Reese bro, shook my hand, asked him how he's doing, brother. He then went on to explain to me that he's been watching my YouTube channel, all the value that I provide out there for the last 6 to 7 months. He took action on everything that I was teaching you guys for fucking free. He's now an appointment setter for a US offer, a coaching offer, collecting cash, as well as his mate is starting up his own marketing lead generation agency, and they're partnering together because he has the sales skills, his mate has the marketing skills, and they're both acting it together. Shout out to the boys, you know who you are. I'll plug in their socials here. When Alec come up to me, I was dumbfounded because I post a lot of content, but in reality, in real life, it's not like I get recognized everywhere. It's not like people go, oh, you're that guy. Happens here and there, but where I'm from, I'm still me. But seeing the impact and seeing this young lad with the fucking balls to go out and get it just blew my fucking mind. He's telling me he gets up at 2 o'clock in the morning, sets for an offer. Then he goes to fucking school, studies for HSC. I didn't need to tell him no guru shit. I literally said to him, I said, brother, I know what your competition looks like. Continue at this rate, you are going to decimate the competition. And so it kind of flicked this different switch in my head. I've impacted a lot of people. Not egotistically, I'm not saying this because I think I'm a hero, but I genuinely have, and you lads know who you are. You can even go see the testimonials and the results off my channel. But I have done some cool shit, and I have changed the narrative for a lot of fucking people, and I have created genuine impact, and no one can tell me otherwise. Shifted the way that I looked at content, which brings me on to my next point. I lost my integrity with the way I was going about content. I wiped all my Instagram, I'm gonna wipe all my TikTok. And for the last 8 months, 9 months, I fucking resented everything I posted. And I started posting in order to make money for the offer that I was selling. I'm not selling anymore. But I was studying Alex Hormozi, and Alex explained this topic. He was like, I wish that Jeff Bezos documented the entire process of building Amazon, because we never got access to that. And Alex Hormozi is kind of the pioneer for that, but he started posting content towards the back end, like of where he's at now, but he never got to document the process from the beginning all the way to the end. Someone like Daniel Dalen, for instance, is similar. We all know who he is and where he's at now, but we never really got to see the fucking roots. And a lot of people get caught up in how many views you're getting. Sometimes I'm bad for it, but the way that Alex Hormozi portrayed it, so what if you get 10 views? If you're at the beginning of your journey and you're posting content, at least in 10 years from now, people will be able to go back 10 years as to when you started, and you documenting all the failures, the lessons, everything that you learned, it's going to benefit that person 10 years down the line because they can see the hurdles that you overcame and the obstacles that you overcame. That is real impact. And it gave me a different perspective as to personal branding and content creation, throwing yourself out there. You see, I'm not selling the offer that I was selling anymore for my own reasons. Nothing wrong with anybody else. Down to my own reasons, my own personal reasons that I have a lot of things that I have to take care of. And truth be told, for the last couple of months, I wasn't making any money. And I noticed that I was posting content claiming I was making money in order to... I did so many things that were out of line with my integrity that I just fucking resented. I was like, what am I doing? This isn't me, bro. Even for me posting all the content about me complaining about scaffolding, that was never me. I never really hated scaffolding that bad, but I just didn't like the ceiling that I was hitting, and I always wanted to pursue more, but I never had an issue with scaffolding. I spoke to a lot of lads that I used to scaff with and I had closer relationships with, and it kind of affected them. And I was like, what am I doing? Am I doing this just to make money to be a fucking sellout? All in all, not that you guys want an explanation from me. I don't need validation from anybody else. I decided to stop selling the offer that I was selling in pursuit for my own thing. But before I kind of dive into that, brings me back to the intention behind why I post content. I view content wrong, and I view building a personal brand the wrong way, and I started doing things out of integrity. All in all, I resented it, and I resented the person that I had become. I resented the impact that I didn't get to create because I was acting out of alignment with my integrity. When Arlo told me this, it just shifted everything for me. Because I remember before all of the failed businesses that I've had, I've done shoes, I've done heaps, bruh. But throwing it back 3 years ago, there was nobody that was from a similar background, come from the same kind of demographic, similar upbringing, same environment, that had cracked it, but documented the process and educated for fucking free on YouTube. The point that I'm trying to make is, I know that a lot of you young lads that watch my stuff, the game that I put out, it can be beneficial to you. So the direction that I'm heading, especially with my content and my personal brand, is it's solely going to be that. It's going to be a personal brand. Not in order to sell you guys a course or anything like that, or coaching or mentoring. That's not the direction I want to go. Which brings me on to my next point. Stop selling the offer that I was selling for a lot of different reasons. And it wasn't because of the offer. All in all, everything was my fault. I fucking looked at content the wrong way. I couldn't handle business the right way. I neglected fulfillment. I did heaps of shit where I fucked it, bro. All lessons though, not failure. I post a lot of content about me and my brother, you guys probably seen, but in reality we didn't do a lot of business together. He was kind of on his own thing, I was just focused on the offer. But I genuinely need to build something with Isaac. We have to do it together. So over the past 8 months, we've been able to connect and work with a lot of B2B clients in different industries, from real estate, buyers agents, brokers, private funding, private lending, heaps. I would have all these different dinners and meetings with all of these really important guys, even guys in the trading industry. And I'll come to the table, this is what I'm good at. I'm good at content, I'm good at systems, I'm good at funnels, I'm good at getting attention from an ICP that you want to target, I'm good at closing, I'm good at understanding sales, I'm good at running teams. All this cool shit that keeps a business running, I know it. I'll come to that table and then I would say I would do it and I didn't fucking fulfill. I didn't come through with it because I was like, oh fuck, I've got my shit. And so I burned so many bridges and it just fucking drilled at my head for so fucking long, and I resented it for a very long time because I was so fixated on the other thing. One thing I'll always regret is just the lack of fucking action. Fucking pissed me off myself. The offer that I was selling, I wasn't even making much money, and it was nobody else's fault but my own. I fucked up all my shit. I will own that bitch for fucking days. It's no other cunt's fault but mine. But at least I know now. It got to a really bad point where I kept fucking up all the time. I would spend so much time in the business working on the wrong stuff that wasn't generating cash, that I had to pull back and say, you know what? People need my help. People need my support in my family, my extended family, my home. And I'm not turning up as the fucking man of the house, which is completely out of alignment with who the fuck I am. And I fucking hated it. I dreaded waking up, all this emotional shit that you don't care about. But I said to myself, you know what? What am I scared of? I need to do my job as the fucking man of this house. I need to be able to provide. I need to bring cash into this fucking house, bro. And so I went back looking into FIFO because I have the tickets, I have the skills, I have the necessary everything, the experience. I can just jump back in, make 3-4K a week. And now I have the skills of running this business game and I've learned a lot. I also have the team behind me, and a big team and a good team. Now I've also got to a point of, okay, I have all of the assets I need and the knowledge that I need to run something up on my own. What am I fucking scared of? And so with the cash being low, I wasn't making money. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go back to FIFO and bring money into this house, look after my people and do my fucking job. More importantly, I need to build a property portfolio as soon as possible. So it's a win. Then I was worried about what people were gonna think of me, going back to work. Noise inside of my head, bro, but at the end of the day, noise inside of my head doesn't put food on the fucking table. And all in all, I'm the man of my own home, and I have to do what I have to do to fucking provide. So that's what I did. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go back for short-term cash flow to kickstart, to get a little bit of a jump and get a little bit in front. But then the offer that I was selling was all about leaving your 9 to 5, learning the skills to make money online, etc. So it's just not gonna make sense. So all in all, it was a me thing. I fucked it. I'll own it, bruh. I don't give a fuck. And all in all, I looked at my entire situation like a fucking chessboard. I resented everything that I posted. I fucking hated everything that I was doing. I wasn't where I wanted to be, and I went completely backwards compared to when I started this whole journey thing. So something had to change. So I wiped all my content because I fucking was not proud of it, but I still have the skills to back me. And so with all of the chaos that was going on in my personal life, I knew that I needed solitude. How I best describe this is when Batman goes into the snowy mountains with Ra's al Ghul. Every time that I have a segment of solitude in my life, I always break through a barrier. I did it in the past when I was fat and I lost a bunch of weight, got into FIFO, I did all this cool shit, but it was purely based off of solitude. I need to be in my own zone, in my own fucking lane with no outside noise, and I just need to train, get in shape, and act with integrity. And so I did that for about 1 to 2 weeks. I'm stressing out, I thought I was a failure. Thought people were gonna laugh at me. I was so scared about what other cunts thought of me, but in reality, all of the noise meant nothing because I literally went from a scaffy who knew nothing about business to then within 4 months span, I pulled in over $300,000 of cash. I walked away with 100K, that was my commission split. But I pulled in 300K worth of cash in a 4-month span, 6 months after fucking starting. I knew my shit. I had boys around me. I have the right teams. I have everything that I need. All I needed to do was just piece it together. I have people who know that I know my shit and they need my help. It's gonna make them money, which is gonna make me money. Stress too long. So I do that solitude. I was like, fuck, what am I scared of, bruh? Time to run this bitch up. So that's what I've been working on the past 2-3 weeks. Hence why I've been a bit MIA with content. It's going to be probably one of my toughest battles yet. By the end of this year, the end of next year, I'm going to be working as a scaffy with a very, very high cash flow gig. But it's going to be 7 days, 12-hour shifts, 4 days off, 7 night shifts. Fucking consistently. So in the past it was I quit my job to go all in with business. I learned so much about business. Now I need the cash flow. I want to buy another house in a couple months, and now I know how to run the shit. I just got to piece it together and I have to make it stick. And then after that gig's done, I've walked away with a lot of cash flow, another property. It's a fucking win-win. But brings me back to the main point, which is why I'm posting content, because I'm literally going to be utilizing this page, not a lot for my business stuff that I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be selling a B2C offer. So I'm going to be posting content, actually documenting my shit, taking you through days of my life, how chaotic it's going to look, how fun it's going to look, actually building a business, documenting it, showing you guys what I'm learning and shit, my trials, my tribulations. Why? Because I know that there is a handful of you young lads out there that look at my shit, because there's no other avenue to go. And that's why I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna show you the fucking guts of this bitch, bro. It's gonna be chaotic, man. It already has been chaotic. I've been scaffolding on the tours for the past couple of weeks. I've been traveling all around New South Wales, running jobs, and still running this bitch up. Hence why I haven't posted content, especially on Instagram. I've got the right team, I've got the boys around me, and this next 18 months, bro, it's gonna be hectic. I don't want to take over the Oz game. I want to take over the fucking industry as a whole. I've got everything. I've got access to nearly every industry through my people, through my brothers. And I know my shit and I'm good at what I fucking do. There's no reason why I can't conquer this bitch.